Hey, it's Caroline, career and leadership coach. And today I wanted to quickly jump in and share a personal insight that I had and that I wanted to share with you guys. So it is when the fear of being judged is really stopping you. And everybody has a fear on a different level. And so 6 years ago, when I started my own business, I started writing a blog and a newsletter. And so my biggest fear was, or the understanding that I had was that I can't write English as well as a native English speaker. So I had a massive fear around that. And it took ages before I published my first blog or send out my first newsletter. And I asked friends to actually check my emails that before they went out and so on, but it wasn't sustainable. So later on, I was actually quite afraid that people would catch me and that they would say, you're a fraud. So I had a massive imposter syndrome also. So it's that combination of fear that really crippled me in my ability to move forward. And when I looked at it, I was like, okay, what am I afraid of? It's not about making mistakes, because everybody makes mistakes. Even the people that I work with that actually do writing, copywriting, and are directors of communications and marketing, and they send out things and have things published still with spelling mistakes. We can find countless of books that have been written and proofread and reread before they were published, still with spelling mistakes in. So mistakes are made, and that's okay. So I was afraid for people calling me out. And it even went deeper. I was afraid that people would judge me in terms of like, you don't know what you're talking about. And when I looked at that, that was one thing I knew that wasn't true. So yes, I could make mistakes, but I knew it wasn't about the content that I was delivering. It was on the way, the vehicle, whether it's video or blog writing, doesn't matter. That wasn't really perfect. But the message and the content, that was really what mattered. So I reflected on the fact, like, you will always have people who hate you and you will have people who love you. And that's okay. You will always be judged. People that have something to say about the way you do what you're doing. And that's okay. So I learned over the many years to accept that no matter what, whenever you're pushing yourself outside your comfort zone, trying something new, trying to be different, try to make an impact, you will always have people that judge you. And then the choice is on you, because you are responsible for your own career and for your own life and how you progress in that. So then you have the choice that you can make, whether you want to actually stretch yourself and that you are okay with the fact that maybe people will judge you or maybe not, but you are okay with that. That's not going to stop you. That's not a fear that's going to hold you back in that position. Now, it's not that because you overcome one fear that you don't meet that same fear over and over again. So, for example, that fear came back when I did my videos. So when I first started making videos, it was because basically I didn't have time. I had 2 kids. I had my own business. I had like pickups, drop-offs, like my household, everything else to arrange. I have my clients to see. So writing a blog would take me ages. So I thought like, okay, video is the way for me to go. So I recorded my videos to speed up the whole process and to really make that connection with people. And so when I created videos in the beginning, oh my God, it took me forever to really get across my message and I scripted everything out and I would forget the text. And it's like, oh my God, it was a disaster. But again, over time, by keeping that persistency and by stretching yourself, I became really good at it. The thing here is that with video, you can learn to become confident because you can edit and you can reshoot and reshoot and reshoot and redo it. So I became comfortable with that. And then a new devil arrived, the live stream. So with the live stream, in the beginning, I was petrified because I thought like, okay, there is no retake. Whenever I make a mistake, I can't rewind. Like, for example, a mistake in one of my videos, and you can still actually check it out. It's like, oh, I say to the audience, like, oh, sorry, I went on a tantrum instead of a tangent. A tantrum. So it's like you can cut that out and edit that in a video, but not on a live stream. So you have to be very confident in what you're going to say, what your message is. And in the beginning, I was like so nervous to talk to my audience, to my community, and to do a live stream. But again, you learn from experience, you stretch yourself. So the message here that I want to share with all of you guys is it is so easy to stay in your comfort zone, to actually stay where you're at because you're afraid of being judged. But you always will be judged. There will be always people that like what you do or dislike what you do. And the more visibility you get, so the higher you climb in your career, the more people that will judge you because they're jealous or judge you because they don't like what you do, and they wanted to have that position and they didn't get that, and so for them it's easier to judge you. So, but reality is that belief that you will be judged holds you back from taking action. And so the way that I see that quite often in my clients that are going through my signature program, the Career Success Program, is like, first of all, networking. People actually are afraid from networking, and they say like, I'm not good at that. I'm not good in selling myself. And so that is one fear that they have, because they actually think like, okay, I don't want to waste anybody's time. What am I going to do? What connection am I going to make? And so on. Another fear that I see of being judged is when they are speaking up, and that could be speaking up in a meeting. And so they don't want to draw the attention to them because they are afraid that they might not come across as knowledgeable as they are or want to be, and that other people will find them out and actually see like, oh my God, I knew you weren't as good as you said you were. And so they have a huge imposter syndrome. So, and that could even go when you're job searching, of actually taking action, of putting yourself out there and communicating your skills and experience on your resume. Or that could be even like picking up the phone and actually talking to recruiters, or reaching out to somebody and making that connection and growing your network. So a lot of people make up stories around that. And so the biggest thing is like, they are afraid of judgment, and in their belief, they make up worst case scenario, worst case story. So for example, if one of my clients was going to reach out to a hiring manager because they had a mutual contact, and she was terrified, and she said like, oh my God, I don't want to waste this person's time, and I'm going to be like, like I'm going to not give him anything relevant, and I'm just going to ask something and blah, 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 making this whole thing up. And I said to her, like, think about it. Like, if I'm a hiring manager and I have a problem, so I had a need. I went to find the resources, get the approvals, get the sign off to hire somebody, go to HR, get a job description ready, like wait till that job description goes out. Often that's weeks, if not months for some organizations, because if they have been on a freeze, then the resources have been very urgent for that manager to be filled. So you have this whole process basically of weeks and months that are far in between. And then finally, they get to somewhere. And then if you receive a candidate that's referred to you by an ex-colleague or a peer or somebody within the organization that has exactly what you need to solve that problem, that is like invaluable. That's why so many people are relying on internal referrals for their vacancies. And so often the point that I want to make is that we are afraid of judgment, and we make up these stories in our mind based on beliefs that we have that aren't always the truth. And so I would want to challenge you to think about what is holding you back to go to that next level in your career. Are you just settling for like whatever it is, a mediocre job, mediocre career, a mediocre position, mediocre pay, mediocre utilization? Are you settling because you are afraid that if you step out, you're just not that good as you thought you were, or you are afraid to step up because basically put your hand up like, I want to do this, because you're afraid that people will judge you and laugh at you? What is holding you back, and what is keeping you small? So the first thing I want you to do is think about that. What's keeping you small? What's keeping you stuck? What are you afraid of? What judgment it really is? What beliefs are behind that? And then I want you to just write out a plan of action. Okay, what's the first little micro step that I can take? Because what we do is we see this massive mountain that we have to climb, and we're just like, oh my God, how am I going to achieve that? So what I want you to do is be resourceful. Maybe there's a way around that mountain. Maybe you just like don't have to go all the way on the top and all the way down. Maybe you just have to go halfway and you can pass it. Like your goal is to actually go to the other side. What are the other ways? Because it's not only one way that you can achieve your goal. Sometimes you can be creative. But the most important thing of all is that you take action, that you take the first step, and that you make the first move forward to achieving that goal. So I hope that resonated with you guys. What I want you to do, if we are not connected and you came across this live stream by accident, is connect with me. And I believe LinkedIn is all about networking. And for me, it's actually helping people as much as possible with their career transformation and seeing their uniqueness and making sure that they can translate that uniqueness into their personal brand, and that it would be in your resume, your LinkedIn profile, and so on, so that you can position yourself for your next leadership role. So, so connect with me on LinkedIn. And I would say, like, if you want to take the next step and really are interested in having a chat to see how I can help, the way I work with my clients all over the world. So I have clients based, of course, in Australia, New Zealand, in Singapore, in Asia, in Europe, in the US, in the UK, doesn't really matter. So as long as you have over 15 years experience and you are stuck in a rut and you're looking for a new leadership role where you feel fulfilled, challenged, where you get paid what you're worth, and you want to really work on creating your message, your narrative, and that you want to use to stand out, I can help you. So book a call in on newhorizoncoaching.com.au/call. And what we will do, it will not be a typical sales call. So don't be afraid of that. And I won't judge you, I promise. It's just going to be a conversation between you and I. So first of all, it's quite structured. First of all, I want to understand where you're at. Every single situation is individual. So have a look. I want to know where you're at and if I can help you, because this is not about me like coaching you. This is about me understanding like what is best for you and your career. Then we zoom out, and where do you want to be? If in 12 months' time I call you, that you say, Caroline, I'm there. I'm exactly what we're at the place what we discussed, and I'm earning great salary and I feel challenged. And then we map out what's holding you back. What are the exact steps in between? We map out the strategy. And if you, by the end of the call, if you want my help implementing that strategy, fine, we can talk about that too. But either way, you're going to have the best 45 minutes that you can invest in your career and really moving forward. So book a call in if that resonates with you, newhorizoncoaching.com.au/call. And if there is anything that you say like, look, keen to hear your opinion on, send me a private message or a direct message, or send me an email. I'm more than happy to do a live stream about topics that you bring to the table and that I know that you're interested in. If this resonated with you, give me thumbs up, and so more people can hear my message. The organic reach increases when I have a thumbs up. So do a thumbs up, share this video if you know anybody that needs to hear this message, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you very much, and see you later.